The next problem we have is what's going to set up what we're going to have for our rational exponents here coming up. If I ask you the square root of a to the 10th, now what we're going to say is, for a couple reasons, let's look at it, it's going to be a to the 5th. And here's where that comes from. Think of when I ask you what's the square root of 49. You tell me 7 because 7 squared is 49. 7 squared is what gives me the radicand. Well, let's look at what happens if I have a to the 5th squared. Remember, if I have power of a power, this is when I multiply exponents. That gives me that 10. That gives me the a to the 10th that was my radicand. Same thing as, remember, squared means times itself. 7 squared is 7 times 7 that gives me 49. But remember, if I have a to the 5th times a to the 5th, remember our properties of exponents. When I have a to the 5th times a to the 5th, that's when I add the exponents. That's still my a to the 10th. What I'm looking for is what squared. What times itself gives me the radicand. Now, looking at a similar exercise, what if I have the square root of a to the 22nd? a to the 22nd is a to the 11th. Reason being, a to the 11th squared. a to the 11th, if I take times itself, whether I want to think about it as squared and multiply my exponents or times itself and add my exponents, in either case, I get a to the 22nd, which was my radicand. In both cases, what you notice we're doing is dividing the exponent by 2. And we'll come back to this here in just a minute.